Hello and welcome everybody to Game 2 out of 3 between LaLush and Happy from the ZOTAC Cup. Are you guys set for a long match? You guys are watching this on YouTube, so I'm sure if you just look down below at that little timer right there, it'll tell you how long this game is. This game is ridiculously really super uber long. So I'm going to be sitting here with my water. I might have to take some breaks. I don't know yet. I haven't decided. This is the longest game I have ever casted by far. So a little bit excited, a little bit nervous, not sure what I'm going to have to talk about. I have not yet seen this game. I haven't seen any of this best of 3 yet, so this is going to be my first time seeing it, and so I am casting it blind. I have no idea what is going to be coming between these two players to be able to last for such a ridiculously long game. Right now, let's introduce the players. Spawning here in the 12 o'clock position as the Red Zerg, playing from Team Millennium, we have LaLush. Spawning here in the 6 o'clock position as the Yellow Terran, playing from Team Empire, we have Happy. Now, in Game 1, we saw Happy take a very quick early win by not really doing that much of an all-in, but he did go for some early bunker pressure just off of one Rax, was able to get up a couple of bunkers, and LaLush pretty much just left out of Game 1 there. So, here in Game 2, gonna have to see what both of these players are gonna be doing. Happy, of course, not gonna be quite as viable for him to be going for that bunker rush. This is going to be Terminus for Game 2, and this has a much longer rush distance, so it's not going to be nearly as viable to go for that early bunker pressure, but we will see what he is going to be deciding to do. Looks like LaLush is going to be going for the fast hatchery. Hatchery just now coming down here for LaLush. No other tech structures up yet. He did not get up that spawning pool first. This is a pretty safe move considering the map. Again, for the same reasons that I was saying before. The rush distances here are pretty long, and it's not too hard to keep center control. There are tons and tons of Xel'Naga watchtowers in the middle of the map that allow you to keep a lot of center control there. If you can control those 4 Xel'Naga watchtowers, you pretty much have full map control as you see all the motion of all the units, as all motion of any units going between any bases pretty much has to cut through the middle. You have to pass by at least 1 or 2 Xel'Naga towers to get from one base to another. Now, both these players are going to be sending out some scouts and going to be trying to find out where the other is. Looks like Happy is going to be the first one to find the position of his opponent. Let's talk about this map for a little bit, because as you guys can see already, from the main, we have this little ramp going down into the natural expansion. From there, there's a second ramp that goes down onto another further low ground that leads to this third expansion here. There is, of course, kind of a half expansion here with 5 mineral fields that each only have 1,000 minerals rather than the typical 1,500 minerals that they usually have. These ones only have 1,000 minerals, and there's a Vespene Geyser here as well. Not rich Vespene Geyser, just a regular old Vespene Geyser there. So makes for some interesting dynamics in the mid game. The professionals do have to adjust their playstyles just a little bit, just because you can't really count that as a full third base. You get a much different income than you would on any ordinary third base, so it changes your income a little bit, and so you can't really think of being on 3 bases the same way you usually do, especially for a player like a Zerg player when 3 bases means 3 hatcheries, but your income is quite different. Zerg players do have to take that into consideration. Couple of Hellions now moving across the map here for Happy, gonna be poking into his opponent's base, gonna start to poke a little bit. Lush did scout those with a couple of forward Zerglings, and he has now thrown down a couple of Queens there on the ramp, gonna be preventing any of these Hellions from getting up into the main. In the meantime, in the base of Happy right now, looks like he is now pulling that factory off that reactor. Just wanted to get out enough Hellions to be able to get some map control. There are currently 4 Hellions wandering around the map here for Happy. And looks like he is now not going to be using that reactor for much of anything at all, as now a tech lab is going to be going down on this barracks, as we now have 2 command centers going down here for Happy. Only one gas taken so far for Happy, focusing strictly on minerals, and it looks like he's going to either be double expanding, maybe just using one, maybe just single expanding, but using the other for an orbital command to try to get some extra mules in. I am not sure, but I'm very interested to know what he's going to be doing. And Happy doing a little bit of the Hellion dancing here in the middle by putting those guys on a patrol. LaLush definitely not overreacting to these Hellions. This is one thing I absolutely love from LaLush right now. Not overreacting at all to these Hellions. He threw down a Roach Warren, got out a few roaches to be able to deny too much damage from being done, placed a few forward, still has one and a few back as well so that they can start to do damage, and they'll have a little bit more trouble getting a nice clean run by. And now he's just gone back to droning up. Look at this, 11 drones on the production tab. I absolutely love that from LaLush. Definitely being very confident in droning up, and look at that. Look at how much it's paying off. 40 workers right now to 25 for LaLush's favor right now, doing absolutely brilliantly in the harvester count. Happy is, of course, still on one base, has now taken his second gas geyser as well, and we now have a barracks coming down on that reactor that he did have that factory on for quite a while. Now he has swapped into what looks like siege tank production, as the factory has now developed a tech lab researching that siege tech, and one siege tank is on the way as well. Tech lab now also on a barracks producing a Marauder here, which is kind of an interesting play here by Happy. Marauder's not a unit that we commonly see in TVZ. I imagine just because he doesn't want his opponent to get a little too aggressive with these roaches that he's already forced by producing these Hellions. So gonna be a little safe from them, a little safer, I guess. He's getting that one Marauder out there. One Marauder isn't going to do a whole lot, but he's going to be taking that natural expansion, and this is going to do a whole lot because, of course, 2 base income is going to be much stronger than that 1 base income. LaLush is now taking his third, though, and it looks like that second orbital command is going to just be used right now to produce extra SCVs. It is, in a way, a macro orbital command, if you will, going to help to get up a lot of SCVs a lot faster there, despite having this really late second base there, and it's, of course, going to give him all those extra mules as well. Siege tank now well placed here on the high ground. Hellions continuing to poke at the front just a little bit. Empire's Happy playing very safe with these Hellions. Love this. Absolutely love this. He is not suiciding these Hellions in. These are not Hellions that are meant to run into the base and just try to do massive amounts of economic damage. These are just strictly map control Hellions. He's keeping them at his front so that he can keep just poking in, seeing what his opponent's doing a little bit. But as we can see, LaLush is getting a little bit tired of that. He's now moving out with a couple of roaches, going to start to pick off some of these Hellions and force away some of that map control from Happy. In the base of Happy right now, looks like we are going pretty standard play right now. Looks like it's going to be Siege Tank and some Bio Forces. We do have Stim now being researched here. A Starport is going to be on the way here for Happy as well, if I can find it somewhere around here. We've got that Starport. I'm trying to keep an eye on these Hellions on the minimap as well as I look for this Starport. There's the Starport now going down, as well as another barracks double engineering bay going down as well, getting those double upgrades for those Bio Forces. In the base of LaLush right now, we actually see +1 melee attacks coming down, as well as +1 Zerg ground carapace as well. So that, of course, means that we have the double evolution chamber down. Baling Nest is up, researching that centrifugal hooks. Infestation Pit is on the way. Roach Warren's up, but notice no more upgrades are going down. These roaches were pretty much just used for defending against these Hellions in the early game. He is not going to be committing too heavily to roaches, and now he's starting to spread that creep across the map. Going to start to develop that creep highway to his opponent's base, and now this third is getting pretty well saturated. Let's check out that harvester count right now, as we can see that LaLush is up by quite a bit. 70 harvesters to 48 at the moment. He is up quite a bit, and it looks like he is still content with just macroing, getting up some lings and some banelings, trying to take a little bit of center control as he takes a 4th expansion. Happy just now taking his 3rd base as well. This is, of course, gonna be his, I don't know, I guess his 2.5 base. I think that's generally what I like to call it, because it's not a full 3rd base, as I was saying in the early game. This is just more like a 2.5 base. And now we've got Happy with these Hellions on patrol all over the place. Love this move here from Happy. Wants to keep those Hellions worth something. If they can be here at the front of his opponent's base trying to do some poking in, getting some scouting in, you know what? He's going to send them all around the map and scout for any hidden expos from his opponent. As we can see, there's one on the right side of the map checking those expansions, one on the left side, and he's still got these 2 that he's going to be poking into the front, seeing that this hatchery is trying to go down right now for LaLush. He's going to know about it, and he's actually doing some very nice little micro here, picking off a lot of Zerglings here, but it looks like that Hellion is finally going to go down there from Happy. Now we do have infestors now on the way for LaLush, pathogen glands just now wrapping up, and we do now see 6 infestors on the production tab here for LaLush, so it looks like it's going to be some kind of Ling infestor style from LaLush, and now LaLush is going for that drone transfer, going to be getting a lot of drones on that 4th base, and he's going to be feeling pretty confident about his economy right now. Happy not too far behind though, as he is now throwing down another command center, going to be taking an expansion of his own very shortly here. In the meantime, continuing to produce lots of siege tanks, lots of marines. Marauder production has completely stopped. This one Marauder is the one lonely Marauder. Armory is now up as well, researching that vehicle weapons. That is of course going to help with these siege tanks to deal lots and lots of damage. Definitely need those upgrades against basically every unit that the Zerg has. All the ground units are pretty weak to siege tanks here, as long as you position these siege tanks well. Medevac's also in production right now on this starport, which now has a reactor as well. As for the barracks count, I'm actually curious to know what exactly the barracks count is right now for Happy. He's actually only on 4 barracks right now, 3 with reactor, 1 with tech lab. So far, stim has been completed, as well as combat shield. No concussive shell needed at this point for this game, and now Happy is now going to be moving out into the middle of the map, going to try to take some center control, and there's that one Marauder making use of himself, picking off that one Roach that was on that Zelnaga watchtower. Oh, LaLush making a little bit of a dangerous move here as he's trying to move out with some of his Lings. And now what do we have here from LaLush? But we actually have adrenal glands on the way. He is finished teching to Hive already. That is actually a really early Hive tech from LaLush. I really like that, because if you're going for Ling Infestor style, your Lings are what are doing the damage. So one thing you need if you're going to be using Lings in the mid game is you're going to need lots and lots of upgrades. As you can see, these Lings are already 1-1. We do currently see +2 melee attacks as well as +2 carapace currently on the way. We also see ventral sacks on the way. That is of course the Overlord carrying upgrade, so that he's going to be able to do some drop play here. Overlords are in position to do some scouting, and it looks like LaLush going to be trying to just take all over the map. Notice this creep spread right now for LaLush is absolutely beautiful. He's actually taken a 5th and 6th base right now, so he's actually expanding all over the place, and now he's actually taking a 7th base as well. 5 hatcheries currently on the production tab. Somewhere we have macro hatcheries going down as well. There's currently 1 in the natural expansion, and there's 1 in the 3rd as well. And now we have another base going down. LaLush expanding all over the map, playing like a true Zerg, just dominating the map right now, trying to take as much as he can. Happy doing a very good job of controlling the center, but he's currently only sitting on 4 bases to what is soon going to be a 7 base from his opponent. Or is it 8 base? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bases from LaLush. That is going to be absolutely ridiculous. We do now have Ultralisk tech up as well for LaLush, just now starting +3 melee attacks as well. Somewhere around here we've got that Ultralisk cavern. There we go, researching that chitinous plating, which is of course the +2 armor to Ultralisk. These Ultralisks, once they pop out, are actually going to be very super high in upgrades. They are of course going to be 3-5 in upgrades. That is going to be so strong against the siege tank marine composition, because these siege tanks really aren't going to do that much damage. 5 armor means that they are going to be reducing quite a bit of the damage from Happy. 5 armor, of course, means that they are going to be negating 5 damage. And holy cow, look at this. Zerg Carapace, level 2, as well as chitinous plating is about to be done. And let's just watch as this armor upgrade just jumps up by tons right now. Oh god, what am I going to do? Because there's actually a drop going down at both bases right now. We currently have drops going down on this side as well as this side. Looks like this one is going to be well defended. And will I get back in time for the Ultralisk upgrade? No, I missed one already, but he's now +2 in ground carapace, soon to be +4 in carapace. There we go. Now currently sitting at 5 armor. Looks like this hatchery is going to be secured here for LaLush, though, as he did pull some of his forces, doing the brilliant move. Of course, this is something that you want to do at high levels of play. One of the mistakes you'll see a lot of lower level players make is that when there's a drop going on, they will just hit one hotkey for their entire army and just move their entire army over here to defend the drop, leaving their front door wide open. But of course, LaLush being very smart, peeling off small groups of units to deal with these drops. Now this drop is still sitting over here on the left side of the map, but this drop is now going down on the right side as well. It is going to be cleaned up by LaLush, and LaLush just now maxing at 200 food. Happy going to be very close behind right now, as he is teching to ghosts right now. We see a lot of ghosts on the production tab right now. He is definitely worried about those infestors right now. Those infestors are going to be countered fairly well by these ghosts if he can get off some good snipes, some good EMPs, and reduce a lot of the energy of the infestors, that can actually reduce the damage by quite a bit. But of course, LaLush doing amazing work with his upgrades. His upgrades are so advanced right now, and he's currently sitting at 2-4 on those Ultralisks, soon to be 3-4 on those Ultralisks. No +3 Carapace coming down quite yet on that evolution chamber, but I'm sure we are going to be seeing that very soon. This drop is now going to be moving into this expansion once again, trying to deny this base from doing any damage. Banelings are morphing in, but they are going to be picked off. There are some Overlords here that are loaded up with all kinds of units right now, and he was actually forced to unload some of those. Looks like he was going to go for a drop, and he's now going to be moving around the side. Some Zerglings moving in right now as Happy tried to move forward a little bit. Looks like he did actually manage to pick off this expansion. Sorry, I missed that. There is just going to be action going on all over the map right now. Once again, LaLush leaving a bunch of forces here to deal with this medevac, just in case there are some forces still in there. We do have a drop once again going on at this top right expansion. Fungal growth going down by LaLush. Nicely done there. Banelings connecting with all those Marines. Going to be able to pick those off, and in the meantime, are we going to have a drop here from LaLush in the main? Tons and tons of missile turrets now going down for Happy. Wants to deny that drop from going down completely. This is, of course, one of the weaknesses of having so much center control right now. With Happy having all these units in the middle of the map, he's going to be weak to drop play, Nidus play by LaLush, and LaLush is actually kind of pulling back a little bit. Looks like he's not going to quite go for the drop quite yet. Does see that there are a lot of missile turrets going down here for Happy. In the meantime, though, he's going to continue to spread all over the map right now. He has expansions going up all over the place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 expansions. 9 bases currently up here for LaLush to the 1, 2, 3, 4. 5th base just getting up now for Happy, and look at the ghost count. Holy cow, that is a ton of ghosts. 17 ghosts currently up for Happy. Gonna need to do very, very well with those ghosts. Those ghosts are gonna be absolutely critical. If he does well with the ghosts, then he could absolutely crush all of these forces, because snipes are very, very good against Ultralisks, actually. EMP is, of course, good against these infestors, so this could actually go very, very well for Happy if he's able to get off some good EMPs and some good snipes. But in the meantime, he is trying to expand right now, getting a planetary fortress up at the middle, starting to throw down sensor towers because he wants to establish map control, wants to know about any kind of drop play, any kind of counterattacking going on all over the place. But it looks like LaLush been sitting at 200 for just a little bit too long, and now he's going to try to get aggressive right now. He is now 3-4 in upgrades on his Ultralisks. That, of course, means all his Banelings are currently 3-2 in upgrades right now. I can't even select a Baneling right now. Those Banelings are going to be doing so much damage to those Marines, and LaLush now trying to fight for a little bit of center control as he moves around the middle of the map, trying to find a good counterattack path. He's going to be sending in one small group of units here to start to focus down the units, and now it looks like Happy's going to have to divide up his army right now if he's going to want to be able to defend both these locations well. He's going to be leaving some of his siege tanks here, but these Ultralisks are now attacking this third, and wow, did you see how fast that Ultralisk went down despite having this +4 armor upgrades right now, putting him at that 5 armor with those snipes. Look at that. Those Ultralisks drop so fast to these Ghosts. These Ghosts are going to be so cost effective. The Infestors even going down as well. And now LaLush is going to be trying to move into this 3rd base here, or this 4th base rather, of Happy. But look at the siege tank count right now. These siege tanks are currently +3 in attack upgrades, and those along with the snipes from the Ghosts are going to decimate the Ultralisk count of LaLush. But LaLush sitting on 9 bases, remaxing so fast. It's already at 200 food to the 160 food of Happy, and Happy now looks like he's going to be using this opportunity to move forward to try to deal some damage. Snipes going down on all those Overlords, all those units, and he's now going to be focusing down that hatchery. These units are all currently 3-3 in upgrades right now. Beautiful upgrades here from Happy. Both of these players playing at such tip-top level right now. This match is so even. Tons of Zerglings now coming into the 3rd. I love this play from LaLush. As his forces die, he's reinforcing with lots of Zerglings because he knows his opponent is going to try to go for some kind of big counterattack because he's got a lot of forces, and he knows that he just destroyed an attack by LaLush, so he's going to move out, try to go for one big attack. So LaLush says, you know what, I'm going to produce a ton of Zerglings, go for a big counterattack as you move in to try to take out one of my bases. I'm going to trade one of my 9 bases for one of your 5 bases, and that is going to be a pretty even trade there. And as we can see, LaLush was able to pick off that command center, so now Happy is going to have to reestablish that base. Notice his main is no longer mining at all. His natural is getting very low. 3rd is completely mined out. This 4th is still pretty healthy, and he is now going to be moving out right now and needs to get this expansion going up as quick as possible. Now taking position sieged up outside of his opponent's base. Once again, this hatchery has gone down right now, so he's not going to be mining out of there. And now lots of spine crawlers now going down here for LaLush. Look at the infestor baneling count. It is so high right now as LaLush is continuing to produce lots of zerglings. And it looks like another command center now going down for Happy as he is going to get ready to expand here. And it looks like Happy not feeling too confident about this push, now going to be pulling back, scared of the counterattack here. As he was guarding this attack path, he saw those units moving down in this direction and he was scared for the big counterattack. If he loses this base, that is going to be critical. That is all of his mining right now. He's only mining out of that one base. In the harvester count right now, we can see that Lush currently sitting at a comfortable 83 workers. That is actually a ton of workers. That is going to be cutting into his army supply quite a bit, but it also means that he's going to be able to remax so fast. Look at the resources of both of these players right now. Both of them insanely high in resources. Wow, so many banelings coming in now and actually picking off that command center. So he has denied mining at this base for quite a while, but of course this, what is this? Third, fourth, fifth base from Happy is now up and going to be mining once again. Gonna have to transfer some workers there, and once again, Happy gonna be moving forward again. He knows LaLush used a lot of resources there to take down that hatchery, so he's gonna have to move in here, try to siege up, take the middle, and try to do some damage to his opponent. But look at the bases by LaLush. If you just check out the map, LaLush has all of the surrounding bases now. I love that Happy has this center map control. He's controlling all unit motion through the center of the map here. But LaLush is just going to be mining so much that he can just remax so fast and build whatever the heck he wants. Of course, he is on Hive Tech. I don't think there is a Spire actually down there. Is a Hydralisk den up, interestingly enough, here from LaLush. Hydralisk, not a unit that we see commonly out of Zerg in the ZBT matchup. And here we go. Big engagement now coming down as LaLush is now moving out. Tons of infestors coming down with lots of infested Terran Marines as all the Ultralisks now move in, clean up all those siege tanks. But the siege tank spread here for Happy is just really good. Wasn't quite able to break that line, but LaLush, look at how fast he's remaxing, constantly staying at 200 food. More Ultralisks coming in here, but so many snipes going down. Those Ultralisks are dropping so fast to Happy's Ghosts right now, and Happy doing so much damage. Checking out the units lost tab, look at that. LaLush with almost triple what Happy has lost right now. That is absolutely unbelievable, but LaLush, of course, can afford to do this because he's just taking bases all over the place. He's taking so many bases, and oh no, the Ultralisk Cavern now being focused down here by Happy, and the Ultralisk Cavern is going to fall. Needs to get off some snipes on this Ultralisk, which is actually dealing some good damage there, but these medevacs going to be healing those Ghosts right back up again. And look at LaLush still sitting almost maxed right now because Happy is, of course, on so many fewer bases than his opponent. Whoa, one infestor here actually in the back, going to be trying to go for some harassment, maybe dropping some infested Terran Marines every now and then, trying to deny this mining going on because, of course, he is now only mining on these two bases. Lings, once again, I love this from LaLush. Once again, he is reinforcing with lots of Lings. Anytime his opponent moves out, he says, I'm going to make Lings and I'm going to go for a big counterattack. Try to take out one of your bases. I'm going to sneak around all your siege tanks, all your Ghosts, and just go with Lings. And now what do we have here from LaLush but a lot of Overlords now being loaded up. Looks like we are going to see some drops here from LaLush as he might be going to go drop in this main as he's now starting to move into this southern position. And now, currently, right now, from Happy, there's not much he can do right now. He's got a ton of Ghosts up right now. He just needs to reinforce with lots of Siege Tanks, lots of Marines, and I think that's really all he can really do right now. There's not a whole lot else he can do with this Ghost count. These Ghosts are going to be very, very cost-effective with those snipes. Anytime he's not fighting, these Ghosts are, of course, recovering energy, so these are very, very cost-effective units right now. I'm actually kind of curious to know how many kills some of these Ghosts have. I saw one with 8 kills there. 6 kills, 5 kills, 8 kills. These are going to be some pretty darn strong Ghosts, and they're going to be doing very well going into the late game. And I you know what? Actually, right now we're pretty much as late game goes. And here comes a big drop from LaLush as he's now moving in with lots of Overlords. He did play some empty Overlords at the front, and now he's going to be dropping all these units down into the main. So many missile turrets though, taking down these Overlords so fast. Looks like a lot of units did actually get out here for LaLush, but not quite enough, as it looks like he's not going to be able to pick off all that much. He's going to start to focus down some of these missile turrets, but that's about all he's going to be able to get, as Happy has pulled back with a very quick reaction time, and he's now going to be picking off those Ultralisks. Drops are now going down all over the map here for Happy, as he's going to try to deny mining at this base down here. I don't even know which base that is. LaLush now moving in with lots of Ultralisks here, but the siege tank count is so high right now from Happy. Infested Terran Marines trying to go down. No, fungal growth's actually going down on these SCVs right now, trying to do some damage right now. If we check out the workers killed count right now, 71 workers killed currently for LaLush, and LaLush is actually down in the food count right now. If we check out the army value right now, we can actually see that right now Happy is actually way ahead in the army value. Look at that. In terms of minerals, he's about 4 times ahead of LaLush right now, and in terms of gas, holy cow, is he way ahead right now. Look at that, only 275 gas worth of army right now for LaLush. He's got a lot of lings, lots of banelings now coming in here for LaLush, though, as he could be trying to just go to break down one of these planetary fortresses or command centers once again, but now Happy is going to be throwing down these bunkers. He's definitely aware of his opponent. Yeah, there goes the scans down. He's going to be seeing all these banelings, going to know that his opponent could be potentially just be going for a baneling bust here to try to deal some good damage to these bases. And I've got to tell you guys right now, we're not even halfway done with this replay. This is a ridiculously long game. I'm actually going to be times-2ing this one just because this game is so ridiculously long. Happy going to be trying to move into the middle. I might actually get some lag, so I'm actually going to see about this speeding up business right now, just because you guys might actually be seeing some lag on the YouTube video, just because there are so many units currently out on the field. My processor is going to be going nuts trying to deal with all this. Tons of lings and banelings out right now, but look at the siege tank spread here from Happy. He's spreading them out so well. We actually now have Thors out on the field here for Happy, which is an interesting tech switch going on right now. And we do actually have Zerg missile attacks level 2 now being upgraded. Of course, LaLush has upgraded all that he really can in terms of his units, and the reason he's going for the missile attacks now is because the infestors are going to be able to get down those fungal, the infested Terran Marines, which do benefit from that missile attack upgrades, so he's going to be able to get a little bit of better harassment going in now. And now Happy is going to be going for some more drop play. Lots of drop play here from Happy. Not as much as I would like to see, just because he's been doing such a good job of controlling the middle of the map. As you can see, he's got so many siege tanks. This is going to be so hard for LaLush to break, but he's got such strong hold over the middle of the map. Needs to be using small groups of units, breaking them off to try to take down some of these hatcheries, and that's exactly what Happy's trying to do here. But so far, he's only been doing about 1 drop at a time. I think he would actually benefit from doing a few more, maybe even a drop down here, denying some of this mining from going on, because these bases, if you notice, are very far from LaLush's main. He's rallying most of his units up to this central location here. A drop here would be very, very hard to defend, just because if there were a drop to go down here, he could pick off this hatchery, and if LaLush does decide to try to pull back some of his forces back to try to defend this, he can start to move his siege tanks forward, start to apply some pressure to the front of the base, and looks like that's exactly what Happy's trying to do right now, is he's trying to move some of his siege tanks forward and place them into forward positions, and LaLush losing so much to all these siege tanks right now, so much damage being dealt just because that siege tank spread. That's exactly the worst thing in the world to see, and a nuclear missile now coming down here for Happy. And you know what? I'm going to let that nuke speak for itself. As that nuke just detonates all over that hatchery, I'm going to drink some water because I'm kind of losing my voice right now, guys. I'm not going to lie. Hang on just a moment. I'm going to keep looking all over the place. I'm going to place the map at... Just hold on. I got to drink. Oh my god. Oh, that is delicious, that water. I am not going to lie, that water is absolutely delicious, and it is saving my voice right now because I am actually kind of losing my voice a little bit because this game is so long. I've been talking non-stop right now, and we are just about now at the halfway mark for this replay, guys, just so that I'll let you guys know. If you guys want to pause right now, take a little bit of a break, maybe stretch a little bit, this would be the time to do it because we are halfway through this match. Nuclear missiles are being researched right now. Terran vehicle plating, level 3 being researched as well. These siege tanks are getting so beefy. 3-2 in upgrades. Of course, these ghosts are currently still 3 and 3 as they have been for a while. Drops now going on all over the place. Happy trying to deny bases as much as he can, but man, looks like this middle base was picked off here by LaLush. Was that while I was drinking water, you guys? Did anybody actually catch that on the minimap? That is my fault. Looks like this command center, that planetary fortress, did get picked off one more time there by Happy, and I'm actually a little bit worried for his mining right now. As we can see, he's only got 37 harvesters up right now to the 78 from LaLush, and he's completely mined out in his main, natural, third, and now this fourth is actually getting pretty low on minerals. As you can see, he doesn't have that much. He's only got about 400 minerals left there at his third, and at his fourth rather. At this fifth, he's still got quite a bit of minerals, but he's not really taking any more bases yet. And despite being maxed, he's trying to do some drops, do some damage. He needs to deny a lot more bases from his opponent, needs to take some more bases of his own, but that is just not happening right now. There's nukes going down somewhere. There we go. Oh my goodness, LaLush moving his army there needs to be extremely careful, as those nukes going down can be deadly. Looks like that nuke is going to land, and there we go. LaLush has spotted it and only loses one drone to that nuclear missile. That nuke was not a cost-effective nuke. Now we do have a drop going on actually in the main of LaLush. He's going to have to pull back a lot of his forces, and there we go. Now a lot of forces now being pulled back to deal with this drop. He is aware of it. He has seen this drop coming down, and it looks like Happy might have forgotten about it there. He needs to pick that up right away, and no, he's actually going to lose all of his Marines there. Big loss there from Happy. He did lose all those Marines, and he does actually lose the medevac as well. He's going to be using that time though. His opponent's army is now out of position, so he is now going to be moving in, going to try to deny some more bases, going to start to shell out this hatchery here in the middle of the map. Another hatchery going down for LaLush. LaLush continuing to just take bases all over the map, continuing to try to retake this base as well, and now all the forces from LaLush is going to be pulling back, and now Happy, having denied one more base, is now just going to be pulling back one more time, and whoa, he's actually pulling all the way back into his main. I actually am not sure why he's doing this. He must actually be worried about another drop coming in, as he's now going to be throwing down more missile turrets. I actually don't like this at all from Happy. He actually has a ton of missile turrets here right now. And I think throwing down any more missile turrets at this point in time, when he's really starting to look really pinched for minerals, is just not the best idea right now. He really needs to be using those resources into doing more damage to his opponent, needs to start pushing much stronger, trying to do lots and lots more damage, trying to be a little bit more aggressive. Look at the siege tank count right now for Happy, as he's now sieging up in the middle of the map. He's got so many forces. LaLush actually behind in the food count right now. Checking out that units lost tab again. Holy cow, still almost triple the units lost right now for LaLush. LaLush is definitely losing in the units lost count, but just because his opponent, or just because he has so many more bases than his opponent all game long, he's been able to, oh my god, there's a nuke going down somewhere and I cannot find it. There it is. Nuke going down right here. Just because he's had so many more bases than his opponent this entire time, he's able to just continually shove units down his opponent's throat. Doesn't even really have to do too much. We got another nuke going down, but it looks like that ghost was picked off. There was actually a ghost right there, I believe. Trying to get a nuke off there, if I am not mistaken, if my mini-map served me right. And like I was saying, Lush just continually just shoving units down his opponent's throat, just really going for a starvation style build. Look, he's just constantly denying this base over here, might even be trying to retake it, keeps just denying these command centers here in these center locations. As you can see, this one is now completely mined out. Happy is only mining in this one base, and whoa, we've got another nuke going down. Oh my god, hold on, I'm pausing. Where? There we go, there's that nuke going down. This is actually a very strange nuke going down here for Happy. I actually don't know why he's just nuking this Overlord here. I have no idea why that was necessary, but the Overlord does go down in a big mushroom cloud explosion there out of Happy. And now it looks like Happy is going to be trying to take this next base, but not if LaLush has anything to say about it, as he is now going to be throwing down that hatchery. And Happy actually did scan that, so he knows this is going down. But in the meantime, he's just going to be moving that command center there anyway. In the meantime, he's now moving all the siege tanks out towards his opponent's base, once again getting very aggressive. Again, still has tons. Oh, holy cow, my frame rate is suffering a little bit. If you're seeing some lag, my apologies. These ghosts are so high in energy right now, and these siege tanks are now moving forward. He is now going to be stimming in small groups of units, denying these middle bases. LaLush currently sitting at 145 food to the 186, but check out the resource count right now for LaLush. 13,000 minerals, 6,000 gas. Both of these players with absolutely beastly amount of resources, but I cannot see LaLush breaking this middle at any point in time right now. If he moves in, these siege tanks are just going to get so many volleys of fire before he can break through all these lines. Look at the mini-map right now. those are all siege tanks in the middle of the map right now, and this command center is still being denied by a whole bunch of Zerglings. Happy did send a drop to try to deny this hatchery from going down, but it's not going to happen, as LaLush is going to be able to get that hatchery down. I don't think Happy's going to quite be able to deny it, and he's actually running really low on resources. He needs to start applying a lot more pressure to his opponent, and there we go. LaLush now maxing out at 200 food. 8 Ultralisks on the way, as well as 18 Zerglings, and I think once again he's just going to start to shove units down his opponent's throat and just try to wear him out, starve him out of resources. And now we do have spine crawlers now going down at this base. There are so many bases currently up right now here for LaLush. Looks like Happy's going to be trying to go for a bit stronger of a drop here at this base. Needs to secure this base. Really needs to take any base that he can at this point, because he is really only mining on one base. If we check out the income, look at this. He's actually not even producing anything. Nothing on the production tab right now. He's got 36 harvesters, but he's only getting 600 minerals, I think, per minute, looks like right now. He really doesn't have a lot. He's super oversaturated here. There's just not a lot going on. Infestors continuing to be very annoying here from LaLush. I love this play actually from LaLush. He's being very patient. He's constantly being very patient, doing very small things to continually wear at his opponent. Doing things like infestors, just sending one infestor forward, dropping some fungal growths, or dropping some infested Terrans around these siege tanks so that they start to get some friendly fire, start to take out their own siege tanks, and then he only loses about an infestor or two, maybe none, maybe nothing at all, and he just slowly wears his opponent down. And if you can just pick off a siege tank here, a few marines here and there, a drop here and there, he's going to slowly wear Happy down and really just starve him out. And there's not going to be a whole lot that Happy can do about it. As long as he keeps denying these bases, Happy still just has this command center floating over this hatchery, and LaLush says, you know what, that's fine with me. I'm just going to start mining out of that base because I kind of want those minerals. So he's just going to be mining out of that, letting that command center just hang out up there. And Happy is going to continue to drop here. He really wants to take this down. And ooh, Banelings do manage to get taken out. Now he's going to be focusing down that spine crawler as well, denying this base in the middle, continuing to deny this base in the middle as well. And LaLush is actually not mining that much on too many bases. He's got these small bases that he's trying to take right now, and it looks like this hatchery finally does go down for LaLush. This base is now almost out of mining, and ooh, that nuke is going to be deadly there if LaLush doesn't notice it there. And oh no, looks like those infestors need to be pulled back right away. Has LaLush been able to find this nuke? No, I don't think he has, as he is going to lose some creep tumors, going to lose an overseer, going to lose, what was that, one infestor to that as well. Nukes continuing to be researched here from Happy, trying to be cost effective. Of course, if he does get off a good nuke, one good nuke could take out quite a bit of this army, but man, he is just looking so pressed for resources right now. This fifth is now completely out of resources, and he's just slowly getting worn down as LaLush constantly is just trying to poke in with units all over the place. There is no mining going on anywhere on the map right now. LaLush is just mining a little bit here and there. These few resources are really going to be what saves him, because he's going to just need to start being a little more cost effective with his units, needs to start doing some damage to his opponent right now. Both of them pretty much completely mined out. A nuke going down defensively here for Happy. Does get canceled though, as another one is now going down the protection tab. Nice snipes there, picking off that those infestors and their fungal growths there, or those infestors there. I'm starting to lose what I'm saying. Holy crap, you guys. And we do have a big engagement now coming down here for LaLush. Lots of Ultralisks now moving in. Notice there's a large number of Hydralisks in the mix. That's because these Hydralisks deal lots of damage. These Ultralisks are at the front lines here, taking so much damage from these ghosts and these siege tanks, but these Hydralisks are dealing so much damage, ripping through all these forces. But man, look at those siege tanks decimating the army count of LaLush, but LaLush able to remax so quickly. 180 food right now to the 150 of Happy. Happy lost so much there, and he has no mining going on right now. He's going to be landing here very shortly, start to get some mining, but as we can see in the income tab, he has absolutely no mining going on whatsoever. He's going to be sending some SCVs up here, but upon getting there, he's going to see that there are no resources to mine here, even if he wanted to. Oh no, these are actually just going up into this base here, and actually his ramp is actually well defended by, well, lots of Zerg units, so that's no good there for LaLush. And holy cow, that is a ton of Banelings, or Happy rather. No good for Happy, as his base is pretty much just got a Zerg base right next to it, so that's not good there. For Happy there, not the safest expansion to take, but he really has no choice right now as he has no income right now. Now it looks like LaLush finally going to be moving to get a little bit aggressive here. He's now moving in with a lot of Zerglings, lots of Banelings now coming in, Ultralisks as well. They are now going to be moving in, going to start to pick off some of those Siege Tanks, Ultralisks focusing down some of these units, Ghosts being forced to pull back to safe locations, Snipes going down on all of those Ultralisks, so much damage being dealt here. The Infestor count is still pretty high here for LaLush. If we check out that production tab, he's trying to remax as quickly as you can. As you can see, he still has a lot of resources. Happy though has finally used up all of his reserves. He's out of resources. This Planetary Fortress is going to go down here for Happy, and Happy is now just happy to be mining on this one base. See what I did there, guys? LaLush, though, continuing to get so many units because, as you can see, he's just got so many forces, or so many extra resources sitting in the bank right now. I thought I heard a nuke going down, but I don't actually see one going down anywhere. But man, look at all the bases on the map right now. LaLush is pretty much out of mining everywhere. He has no more resources, but of course, like I said, he's got tons in the bank right now, and that's really what counts right now, because he's going to be able to continually remax quite quickly. And oh no, lots of Lings actually being caught out in the middle of the map, and it looks like he's going to be able to pick off a few Ghosts there as LaLush wasn't, or Happy rather, wasn't quite paying attention. But oh no, so many infested Terran Marines going down, taking out the base of Happy. Happy is back down to once again 0 mining. LaLush only has a tiny bit, a smidgen of mining going on right now, and he's gonna have to rebuild that command center, because does he just not have another one to float to that? I'm actually surprised that he's not just floating one. Oh, there we go. No, he is actually floating one. There he goes. Command center now moving around. LaLush sitting at 136 food to the 79 food right now of Happy, and once again, Happy just has nothing on the production tab. There's just really nothing he can do right now. He's got a ton of Ghosts out on the field, but his Siege Tank numbers have just been whittled down so much. LaLush was able to just mine out so much of the map. On the units lost tab, still double the units lost right now for LaLush. He's lost so much more, but he's just been able to mine out so many bases and have so much more stuff that he's been able to just continually shove units down his opponent's throat, deal so much damage. And now it looks like he's going to be trying to retake this center expansion. He's actually been long distance mining off of it a lot. Nuke going down here by Happy, and LaLush being so smart about moving his army, spots that nuclear missile, not going to be fooled by that at all. Couple of Infestors still going down here. I love this play here from LaLush, as these two Infestors are going to deny so much mining at this base. This is going to force Happy to have to pull back, to come back here to have to deal with that, and that is not something Happy wants to have to do right now. Just because Happy really needs all of his forces to stay together. He can't really afford to be splitting off all of his forces all over the place. And these two Infestors here are, of course, just going to sit here, recover so much energy. But man, I don't know what Happy can do right now. Happy's not mining at all. He's continuing to produce more nuclear missiles, but as you can see, his resources are very low. And actually, LaLush is actually very low on resources right now as well. This is pretty much his final composition. The map is about to be entirely mined out. LaLush does have some mining going on here. Another nuke going down here for Happy, but he's kind of got some strange nukes going down here. I don't really know what he expects to achieve with those nukes, and it looks like another Siege Tank goes down. Every Siege Tank loss at this point in time is going to be a big loss here for Happy. Just because he's just so low on resources, he really can't remax at all. And look at LaLush still mining enough off of this one base to be able to produce more units. 2 Ultralisks are currently on the way, as well as 18 Zerglings, and it looks like maybe we're going to be seeing some, maybe he might even try to retake this. I wouldn't be surprised to see him try to retake this base down here in this lower position, as he's at, there we go now, actually lots of drones now being transferred to that lower position, as he's going to try to take and start to mine out this base as well. More nuclear missiles going down here for Happy. He's launched so many nuclear missiles, and I don't think one of them has paid off for him quite yet. Looks like that nuke is going to go down. It's going to be kind of a defensive nuke, because what he's doing is he's using this one Siege Tank to try to deny the space, and he's using this nuke to prevent all of LaLush's forces from moving forward. But LaLush, I think, is just going to be pretty much waiting, and no, he's actually going to be pulling off, and he's going to let that hatchery go down. All the forces of Happy move forward, took out quite a bit, and now is he going to be throwing down a hatchery? Yes, we do now see that hatchery going down at that 4 o'clock position. And now look at the forces of Happy. They are just so small. They've dwindled so much right now, and I'm going to be speeding up this replay quite a bit right now. LaLush currently at over double the food count right now of Happy, and Happy just really nothing he can do. Look at the production tab. The production tab is absolutely empty right now. He's going to be going for another drop. Needs to be denying this as much as he can. Do we have another nuke going down? Did I just hear the sound of another nuke? It doesn't look like it. Oh no, fungal growth going down on that medevac. Looks like all those units are going to be picked off, and the food count of Happy once again dropping by about 10 food. Going to be absolutely critical for that loss. Look at his marine count right now. He is down to only 8 marines. Still has a lot of ghosts, which is very good because ghosts are very, very cost effective. 16 ghosts currently out on the field, but only 4 siege tanks. If we check out the units tab right now, we can see that Happy's got pretty much exactly what I said. 10 marines out on the field, 16 ghosts, 4 siege tanks, and 4 medevacs. But for LaLush right now, he's got 5 ultralisks currently out on the field, 11 hydralisks. Whoa, lots of snipes going down right now on all these overseers right now. I guess I kind of like that move from Happy right now. He just needs to start picking off some units, using up some of that ghost energy, wants to try to deny whatever he can from his opponent right now. If he forces his opponent to make more overlords, he will be that'll be resources that his opponent lost, and at this point every single resource that you can get is absolutely critical. As we can see, LaLush is continuing to long distance mine right now, and so that's going to be that is actually going to be quite a critical factor at this point in the game. One scan now going down. LaLush is mining out of this base once again. Looks like there is going to be one drop going down as Happy's now loading up one small group of Marines, but all the forces of LaLush now coming to deal with this. Lots of Lings now on the field. Hydralisks here as well as Ultralisks. Those Hydralisks are going to be able to deal lots of damage. These Hydralisks are very, very high DPS units, but they're very, very weak. They don't have a whole lot of armor, and LaLush trying to decide what he wants to do right now, trying to get his army into a good position, trying to decide whether he wants to engage here back on this high ground. If he's not careful, he can lose a lot to the siege tanks on the other side of this ramp. On the other side of this little crevice, rather, and it looks like LaLush going to decide to just go for the base save and continue to mine and force his opponent to just have to do something right now. LaLush is just deciding to sit back, and he says, you know what, I know I'm in the better economic spot from you right now, so I'm just going to let you sit and sweat it out. I know the longer I sit and wait, the more and more I'm going to be getting ahead just from even having 8 or 10 drones mining here. He's just going to be slowly getting ahead, and this is really going to force some action out of Happy. Every marine count, every marine kill that LaLush is going to be getting right now, it just matters so much right now. Happy has just been ground down so much this entire game. Scans continuing to go down as ghosts have now been lifted onto this position. He needs to deny this base. This is exactly what I was talking about. Happy right now is he's just forced. He has no other options. You know what? There is nothing going on the production tab. I'm just going to leave the units tab up right now. This is all he can do right now is just try to constantly poke at this base. Needs to try to deny this base if he can, but this infestor has a lot of energy, and if he gets off a good fungal growth, that could be absolutely deadly. Looks like nice EMP goes down here by Happy, and he does manage to get a lot of that infestor energy. Nice fungal growth coming down from the southern position there. A lot of those Marines are dealt a lot of damage, and Happy now being forced to pull back, just really at a loss. Doesn't really know what to do right now, as he really is low on units. He really just doesn't have much out at all, and LaLush has now been mining on this base and this base as well, so now LaLush is starting to feel very confident about his income. He is now actually getting a decent amount of minerals compared to his opponent's 0 with 0 harvesters right now. For Happy, Happy is just in an absolutely terrible position. He is not going to be feeling too good, and there we go. Now LaLush is continuing to work down his opponent, getting those infested Terrans down, rather, to try to do some damage to these coasts from that friendly fire. God, I am starting to lose my ability to speak right now, ladies and gentlemen, because I've been casting this game for almost an hour now. This has been a super long game, but I can't see this game going on too much longer. Ghosts moving in, and it looks like you're going to snipe off a lot of drones there. I like those snipes there by LaLush, but little does he know there's actually another base mining, so it's not going to be too much of a loss here for LaLush. LaLush actually almost maxed again, 181 food right now to the 52 food of Happy, and we are just going to speed this replay up because I think we all know who is going to be able to take this match right here in game 2. Looks like LaLush finally getting set for his final attack, and here come lots of Lings, lots of Banelings. Infestors have a lot of energy, and here come all the Ultralisks as they now move in. Infested Terran Marines going down all over the place. GG from EmpireHappy. LaLush takes game 2 in quite possibly the longest StarCraft 2 game I have ever seen in my life. Unbelievable, you guys. We're going to be going into game 3 right now, which I'm going to tell you guys is actually another really long game. I'm going to go get some more water. We're going to be going into game 3 to see who is going to be taking this best of 3 from the ZOTAC Cup, guys. Stick with me. One more game just to see who will be taking this. Will it be LaLush, our red Zerg, or will it be EmpireHappy, our yellow Terran? That remains to be seen. Stick with me, guys. Game 3 in just a moment.